game 3 of 4 against Arizona tonight. The wind's blowing out. Stan the Man is ready. We're ready too, and it's time for tonight's Old Spice Fresh Stats Hour. Bosky, Danny Wexelman back with you. First pitch coming up soon. But listen, the first 2 games of this series, Andre Palante, Kyle Leahy, giving some length to the starters. It's been very impressive by them. And obviously you're hoping Matthew Liberatore tonight can do the same.
Exactly right. Even though it'd be still nice to get the bullpen a little more rest, they'll probably be used. And because of Palante and Leahy, they weren't overextended. There were 4 guys, the 4 principals in the bullpen were all down last night. They'll be available, but we'd love to see Libby equal what these 2 just did.
And I think it's motivating to watch the guys next to you go out and pitch 6 innings and 6 1/3 and get into the 7th inning. So Matthew Liberatore getting ready and getting set, and so are we. First pitch from Busch Stadium is coming up next. Chip Carey and Brad Thompson, they'll have the call on Cardinals TV. And we look forward to seeing you throughout the night.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you by Central Bank, the hometown bank of the Cardinals. Visit cardinalschecking.com. And by your quality Ford dealers. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 48 years. It's Game 3, the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals. Let's join our colleague, Jim Hayes.
Yeah, Chip, Matthew Liberatore is looking for a bounce back after a rough outing in KC. Libby gave up 5 earned over an inning and 2/3, but he says he has a good idea how to get past that.
There's definitely some things you can learn from it, and there are some things I did learn from it, but I think the rest of it you kind of just take it and throw it in the trash and move on. You know, I like the way that the ball's coming out of my hand right now. I like my shapes. I'm executing a majority of my pitches, so you know, I think it's important to try and take that momentum and let that be the thing you walk into the next start with.
Dusty Blake, if Libby was tipping his pitches, but Chip, he said they've worked on some things to guard against that.
Well, hopefully that will be corrected tonight. Jim Matthew is such a thoughtful kid. He's got all the talent in the world. It's been a rough stretch for him. Let's see what indeed adjustments he makes in preparation for Game 3 tonight.
Yeah, he's got the right mentality, that's for sure. And hopefully he's got the right arsenal. Let's take a look at it. The 4-seam slider, curve, changeup, sinker, cutter, and the split finger for Matthew Liberatore. I like what he said about it. Look, you learn from some things, you throw away other ones. Every single game has a life of its own. It's got its own identity, and hopefully this is one to remember for Matthew Liberatore.
And he'll be facing Torey Lovullo's Menards starting lineup. As you know, Arizona a game over 500. They're trying to earn a wild card spot. Marte, Perdomo, and Corbin Carroll, their top 3. Nolan Arenado's knocked in a couple of runs in this series. Tommy Troy has a long homer. And Lou James Groover, a very impressive game for Arizona over at first base yesterday. This is a tough challenge for a left-handed pitcher. Brad, this Arizona club has feasted against southpaw pitching.
They really have, especially left-handed starters. They've got the 2nd highest average in baseball, 1st in the NL, 2nd in the NL in OPS. They've been really punishing left-handed starters. Hopefully not the case tonight.
So Libby's first of the night is down and away, and Game 3 is underway with Ketel Marte leading off. Marte 3 hits in the series, batting .262 on the season. There's good curveball. It's 1-1. Liberatore last pitched through 5 innings on May 31st. It's been a while for him. You know, that's weighing on him. But as we say in baseball, play follow the leader, as that one's hit high in the air to left. Velasquez at the edge of the track calls that in. There's your first out. First 2 games of this series, Brad, the Cardinals 19 ground ball outs and 12 1/3 innings from the starting rotation.
Yeah, it's been big. These guys have been able to get deep into the ball game. They've kept the ball on the ground. Look, Dusty knows this is part of what they're preaching. The Diamondbacks put the ball in play. They do not swing and miss a lot, so really no reason to be nibbling. Attack these guys with quality pitches, get some outs early.
Geraldo Perdomo is the shortstop, and I would assume, Brad, it's human nature when things haven't gone right for an extended period of time for Matthew, that doubt muscle starts to grow. How do you fix that on the fly?
It goes back to the confidence, right? And again, I think that he's answering the questions the right way, as this one's filleted out to right field. That's going to be a single for Perdomo as Walker gets to it. I think the biggest part is you have to have a short memory, and it's very difficult to do. But the more you've been out there, I feel like he learned so much about himself last year through highs and lows. It was a very good start for him, then hit a little bit of a lull, and then ramp back up. You learn from all those experiences, because if you let, good or bad, if you let one start carry into the next one, you end up finding yourself in trouble.
Well, this is Matthew's 69th career start, looking for his 20th big league win this evening. And he faces arguably the best Arizona hitter, lefty versus lefty. That's Corbin Carroll, who's batting .394 against lefties. And had a healthy cut there. Steve Reich one to him. This kid can do it all. He's a plus defender, hits for power, hits for average, is a doubles and triples machine, and a homegrown Arizona Diamondback. They've got him locked up for a long time. And what a luxury it is to have your number 3 hitter that you can plug in lefty or righty. It does not matter a bit.
Yeah, we know Paul Goldschmidt, a lefty killer throughout his career. Odd, though, to see the left-handed hitting Carroll there second. He is a tough out. You just can't fall into a pattern against him. There's not one place you can continually go to. He makes adjustments very quickly.
Marte doesn't run an awful lot. He's only tried 1 stolen base this year. Carroll with 13 homers, 42 driven in. Awaits the 1-1, and there's a good slider.
I think that pitch right there is going to be one of the biggest keys to the success of Matthew Liberatore. Certainly was for him a couple of years ago out of the bullpen, and was last year when he was rolling. That slider was so good to lefties and righties. It was tight, it was late.
Carroll, a nice job to stay alive. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Jim mentioned the tipping issue. The Royals had something on Matthew Liberatore. How is that picked up? How's that corrected?
Well, it's picked up in various different ways, right? Could be anybody on the opposition. Could be video research of him. Is video research of him prior to that start. And the correction part of it is your entire week of every time you're playing catch, you're doing the same thing over and over again. So make sure you don't fall into any tendencies. Your bullpen hyper vigilant. The other starter's going to watch you, but you're on slow motion cameras in there the entire time too. Going back and watching your video. The details are so fine nowadays with what everybody's looking for. Wasn't looking for that curveball, though. Corbin Carroll, he punches out looking. Breaking ball could have been away off the plate. He didn't want to use a challenge early, and Matthew Liberatore has got his first strikeout. But that's the oddity of it now. It's different than it was before. Like, back in the day, you'd have to have a pretty big tell for somebody to pick up on it. Now, with all of the slow motion cameras and all the different views, teams will find anything that you're doing differently.
There are no secrets in baseball anymore as Gabriel Moreno takes a ball. The Cardinals are going to challenge this. It's Pedro Pajes' turn. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Let's see if Pajes was correct. He was. I think Moreno knew it. He had a wry smile on his face as he stepped out. So Bruce Drenkman overturned, and the count flips to Matthew's favor. No balls and a strike. Moreno, 25 RBIs. He's hit 6 homers. Good player. And one of the more impressive plays last night was the catch and tag that erased Ivan Herrera on the pop-up collision in shallow left last night.
That was a crazy tag right there. A throw that was coming across the line, jumps up, snags it, and still able to lay down the tag.
1 ball and 2 strikes. A look at the Cardinals defense behind Matthew tonight. Jose Fermin gets the start at third base. Blaze Jordan at first with a left-hander on the mound. Alec Burleson gets the night off. Wynn and Weather hold up the middle. Walker, Nootbaar, and Velasquez right to left in the outfield. Two balls, 2 strikes. Gabriel Moreno has an 8-game hitting streak. He'll try to extend. He's also reached in 16 straight. And time granted. We've got 1 more game with the Arizona Ball Club tomorrow night, weather permitting, and they head off to Tampa. we will see them again in our first series right after the All-Star break out west. Diamondbacks start play 10.5 games behind the surging Dodgers. But despite being around 500, Arizona's knocking at the door in the wild card. 7 teams are separated by 4 games in the wild card race in the National League.
Chip, it's going to be very interesting all season long. A lot of division races are tight, but that wild card is going to be something to watch down to the wire.
Runner goes, 2-2 pitch is popped out of play to the right. So when we as broadcasters or media members say, oh, it's a big series, well, as many teams that could qualify as the playoffs are, every game, every series is a big and important one.
Yeah, it is. Well, and especially when you have a team like the Cardinals have, not because of the standings necessarily, but every game, every opportunity is a big one. You got a young crew that is just trying to learn along the way, so every opportunity is a big one.
Hit and run, perfectly executed, and they'll have him first and third. Walker cuts that off with a backhand. And Arizona with a 2-out threat, 2 singles, and Nolan Arenado is coming up. He'll get another big cheer here at Busch. Once a Cardinal, always a Cardinal, especially with the tremendous career Nolan had here in St. Louis. And he's gotten that reception each and every time he's taken his place in the batter's box in this series. Well, we're kind of tired of the 2 RBI stuff. He can knock that off tonight.
Oh, you can doff your cap all you want, but Uncle with the big hits. No need for that.
And a strike for Nolan. Nothing in 1, you count. Two hits, 2 RBIs for the Arizona third baseman in this series. Some first inning traffic for Matthew as he pushes toward 20 pitches, and that one up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield pretty much straight away. Two balls and a strike. Alrighty, some deep counts for Liberatore in the game. The Moreno at bat was lengthy, and a perfect hit and run puts him at the corners. And now he's a strike away from ending the Arizona first. Haven't even talked about Arizona's starter, Mitch Bratt. Is making his major league debut. He's a 22-year-old left-hander. You know, Arizona would love to give him a lead in his first big league game. Now the 2-2. Hammered foul. As Brad said, the Diamondbacks are a tough team to strike out. A litany of foul balls here in the first inning. Popped him up. JJ will drift out, and Arizona, who struggled mightily with RISP in the first 2 games, misses out on their first chance here in a scoreless first. Cardinals are coming up. It's Game 3 at Busch.
J.J. Weatherholt, such a beautiful swing.
J.J. Weatherholt homers in his debut. Incredible.
Hey fans, go vote for your favorite Cardinals for the All-Star game in Philadelphia this year.
Goosebumps right now at Busch Stadium.
Well, J.J. Weatherholt's having a great first half of his rookie season, and as you'd expect, he leads off the Cardinals' Menard starting lineup. Herrera and Walker will follow him with a lefty on the mound. Nelson Velasquez, Jose Fermin at third. Good to have Mason back hitting 6th. Then the bottom of the order, Nootbaar, Blaze Jordan, Pedro Pajes facing 22-year-old rookie Mitch Bratt, who's making his major league debut.
You know, there's some big-time butterflies right now for Mitch Bratt. I know he's got some family that made this track.
One pitch, a ground ball to short. And that takes care of Weatherholt. And out number one. He's out of Canada. 5th-round pick by Texas. They sent him to Arizona in the Merrill Kelly deal. Kelly, of course, back with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Brad is a guy that is not going to overpower you. He throws his four-seam in the low 90s, but he locates. Good slider, sinker, curveball, and changeup for Brad as well. And this guy was tearing it up in AAA. He had the lowest ERA, actually, for the Reno Aces starter ever to this point in the season. Now, the thing is, for him, he ain't going to be in there for long. The hope is probably 2 times around is what Torey Lobolo is looking for. Last time out, he only threw 40-something pitches in his last outing, as his family is watching intently, all pumped up for their boy.
Pride of Newmarket, Ontario. Mitch Bratt. And that one misses downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Tell you what Team Canada thought of this young man. He was 19 years old and started for Canada in the World Baseball Classic. The first 4 batters he faced against Team USA. First, the 2-0 pitch. Mookie Betts, Mike Trout, Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado. Those are the first 4.
Go get him. That's like living a dream or a nightmare, depending on how it all went down.
It didn't go down so well, but an unforgettable experience for Mitch Bratt. He was 22 years young and pitching because, quite frankly, the Diamondback staff has been ravaged by injury. This would normally be Michael Soroka's turn to pitch, but he's on the IL with a muscle strain.
They lost Soroka and Ryan Nelson last week. I mean, they continue to take punches over there.
And Herrera takes ball 4. His on-base streak reaches 20 in a row. And the first base runner for Mr. Bratt is Ivan Herrera. The Diamondbacks defense, Gurriel, Troy, Carroll left to right. Arenado and Moreno Gold Glovers, Perdomo and Vargas at second base, and James Gruber is the Diamondbacks first baseman. Jordan Walker, a couple of hits in the series. 6 of his 18 homers have come against lefties. And a good rip there, fouled straight back. Herrera, a very short lead at first, and ripped straight back. I always wonder, you face a left-hander in back-to-back outings. First, the Bet365 betting odds update. Can Walker have a multi-hit game? Well, they're the over-under numbers for that. It seems to me that this young man is going to pitch similarly to Eduardo Rodriguez. Rodriguez might have a better fastball, though. But back-to-back starts by lefties with similar styles for the Cardinals offense.
Yeah, that just knows how to pitch, right? Know where to put their stuff, can land their breaking balls, can then expand off of those. That really has been the game early on for Mitch Bratt.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Now, fortunately, the Cardinals have had a lot of success against lefties making their debut. No, read that wrong. No, have not had a lot of success. That's what it was. Actually, the last 5. Not so great. 101 the ERA. Adam Morgan, Stephen Brault, Amir Garrett, Dylan Dodd, and Robert Gasser. Not one of them gave up more than 1 earned run. Until today, Chip.
Yeah, I know.
Until today.
We're going to forget you even brought that up. Yep. 2 strikes.
Negative. Not here for it.
And 1 and 2. Tommy Troy shaded way around toward right and center.
It's a long way to go to run into the shortstop tonight. We'll see.
And Gurriel very deep in left. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Walker putting up a fight here. He'll see a 7th pitch. So, Brad, what is your Toyota key for the Cardinals to take the series lead?
Well, doing it right now, right? You end up drawing a walk and then foul a bunch off. Make them work. You know this kid's in there for a couple of times around. That is their hope. They hope, Cardinals hope to get him out of there a little bit earlier, but don't expand. Don't go chasing some of those breaking balls. He is going to try to nibble the corners on you. Don't make his job any easier.
Walker tops in the league in RBIs. 0-1-2 pitch. And there's the first big league strikeout. Mitch Bratt just struck out a man that might be on his way to the All-Star game. So that heads to the trophy case, and the family, excited about that.
That's a pretty memorable one right there. You're right. Jordan Walker having himself quite the season. It's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball letter high that Jordan couldn't stop himself. And a bunch of smiles there from the Bratt family.
Nelson Velasquez is next. And he didn't get that. 88. Just goes to show you, while being able to throw 98 is great, if you put the ball where you want to, you have a chance to be successful.
There's something too deceptive about those pitches at the top of the zone. Seem to have a little bit of ride on it for the lefty Bratt.
Muscled up there and missed. A ball and a strike. AAA hitters batted just 194 against this kid at Reno, the Aces. That's the Diamondbacks AAA club.
Which, as you know, Reno's at elevation. That is not an easy place to pitch. Like, the ball is going to fly in that yard. So the fact that he put up the numbers that he did, had a crazy low ERA, 2.84, opposition batting under 200. Man, that's a monster year he was putting together.
That's an organizational thing, too, for Arizona, their AA club, Amarillo. The ball flies there. Talked with Torey Lovullo about that before the game yesterday. He said that's something we emphasize. And by that he meant if you can pitch and survive at AA or AAA, when you get to the major leagues in Phoenix, it's also at altitude. You'll have a better idea of how to compete.
It would kind of be crazy to have your team in Florida or something, where it's just like, oh, totally different elements. I had a good sinker here. What happened when I get to the big leagues? You got to kind of practice like you play.
1-2 is in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First time through, you figure the kid has the advantage. Let's see if St. Louis can push up that pitch count here in the opening inning. Number 6 to Velasquez is about to be made. Here it is. And he looks that one away, and Arizona's going to challenge. Moreno thought that might have clipped the zone. Let's see if he's right. So first inning challenge here, and it goes the Cardinals' way. So Arizona has just 1 challenge left the rest of the game.
Brad was trying to sell it. Had a good little pirouette right at the end. I think that's what that's called. Certainly wasn't a plie. Know the difference there.
Herrera leads. He'll be off with the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball toward left center. Gurriel and Troy. It'll be Troy, the center fielder, and Mitch Bratt has a scoreless first inning in the big leagues. His family from Canada enjoying things at Busch Stadium so far tonight.
Provider or request Cologuard Plus online.
Top 2 in St. Louis, Cards and D-backs, no score. A little more on what Dusty Blake said about Libby's last start and whether he was tipping. Dusty told me it's hard to say for sure, but at the same time, we saw some trends that we have to do better with. Guys, he said they, meaning the Royals, had to have picked up on some things, but we know we can clean that up, and hopefully they will tonight, guys.
You'd think so. With 7 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned in an inning and 2/3. Something was amiss because Matthew's better than those numbers.
Yeah, it wasn't like they were dinking and dunking, right? They were driving the baseball, a lot of extra base hits against Matthew, and that's just not that's not what he has been, right? And that's not what the Royals have been also. Like, they have not been that power offense that they were able to show against Matthew Liberatore. So, like I said, you learn some things from it. And I think that's probably what Matthew was alluding to when he was talking about that last outing. You forget some other things, the result. jolts that happen, and then you go to work, because when you get out there, it is battle time. But the big key is in between, trying to clean up any of those small nuances in your delivery. And like, you really have to concentrate on those things when you're playing catch, definitely in the bullpen, because when you do get back out on the game mound, like, you're thinking about some of these things, but when guys get on base, it's very easy to fall back into a tendency that the opposition can rip from you, right? So you really have to battle, but you have to work on these things in between your outings.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Tommy Troy. And there's a good pitch, tipped and caught. Troy is strikeout victim number 2. Let's look at the replay as Liberatore is second inning off to a good start.
Sharp one right here, Chip. The curveball from Matthew Liberatore. That's been a signature pitch of his since high school. That has some real depth to it.
Lourdes Gurriel will be the batter. So for the casual fan, we talk about tipping. We use that term a lot. Give me some examples of a big tip or something that's small that an opposing club would pick up.
Yeah, there are a lot of different ways you can give something away during an at bat, or just the way that you hold the ball in your glove is one of them, right? Like glove positioning on different pitches, how deep your hand goes into the glove. Oftentimes on a changeup, you have to get more of the baseball, right? You get more of the ball when you go in there. They see that. And the hard part is with this, there are different ways you can pick from different positions. If there's a runner at second, he's got a whole different look. First base coach has a look. Third base coach has a look. Here's a little nugget for you. Those guys over there coaching first and third, they're not just coaching first and third for their runners. They're also trying to pick off what that dude is doing. So there's so much that goes into it. So whether it's a big tip or a little tip, it still could affect you.
On the ground to third. Fermin's got it. He'll sling it across to first in time. 2 up and 2 man down. MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. 2 up, 2 down.
I scanned that QR code. MLB Plus is awesome.
Ildemaro Vargas. Two balls, no strikes.
Well, Vargas is in one of those counts right now. 2-0 for him. This is a guy that definitely likes his left-handed pitching. 5 of his 7 homers have come against the lefties, hitting over 300 against southpaws.
Way back when, this kid was a Cardinals farmhand. This one bounced foul past third. After the Cardinals released him in 2015, he played independent ball, then had his first stint with Arizona, then to Minnesota, the Cubs, Pittsburgh, back to Arizona, back to the Cubs, Washington, and now back in the desert.
A well-traveled, talented player. Sometimes it takes a while. We talk about this a lot. It's not always a straight line.
Little pop. JJ's drifting out. He's going to catch that. And mercifully, the Arizona second is a 1-2-3 for Matthew Liberatore. Cardinals come up. We are still scoreless. Listen! Watching Cardinals TV presented by Bet365. There is the Cardinals principal owner, Bill DeWitt Jr., his lovely wife, Kathy, and the new Cardinals CEO, Bill DeWitt III, who is named CEO officially today. We'll have more on the Cardinals' new leadership shuffle in the next inning or so tonight. Hopefully we'll have a lead when Bill and Anouk Karunaratne join us in the booth here at Busch Stadium.
That would be a lot of fun. It is. Look, we've been very blessed over the years here, having an ownership group that just, the DeWitts love baseball and love this organization, love this city. So little power shuffle, if you will, but overall, just great baseball people.
Yeah, my gist of what took place, and we'll get confirmation from Bill and Anook when they get here. There's no real change at the top other than Bill III's taking on more of an everyday role. He'll be the CEO. Anook will take over the business responsibilities for the Cardinals organization, and Bill III will have as much of a hand in the business side of things, but more into the baseball side in tandem with Chaim Bloom.
Yeah, which is exciting, I'm sure, for Bill DeWitt III as well. And Bill DeWitt Jr. is still going to have a big say on significant baseball moves and business moves in the future of this organization. But just kind of part of that moving forward. Obviously, hiring Chaim Bloom is a big part of that as well. So exciting times, man, on the horizon for this organization. You're already starting to see some of the fruits of the labor here organizationally at this level.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Jose Fermin leading off, the St. Louis second. Mitch Bratt sets and fires and fouled straight back. It's still 2-2. As Brad said, the plan for Bratt, get through the lineup twice and then unleash that Arizona bullpen on the Cardinals. So far, not a whole lot of hard contact for the Redbirds. 1 walk, 1 strikeout highlights the night for the rookie lefty so far this evening. Up and away, full count.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Chip, with the Eduardo Rodriguez comp, especially the way that he uses that fastball. Because Eduardo Rodriguez, yeah, he had a little bit more on his fastball, but not overpowering at this point, but he uses it at the top of the zone a lot. You're seeing Brad do the same thing, and it's tough to pick up.
Downstairs, another walk, this time a leadoff free pass, and the Cardinals in business here in the second inning. Mason Wynn is coming back after a quick word from BJC Healthcare. Good to have Mason back, especially with a 7-game hitting streak. And he's hit safely in 8 straight head-to-head with the Diamondbacks. Big hole right side. Let's see if Mason can shoot one that way. Big lead. And he does, but he pops it in the air. Vargas and Carroll. It'll be Corbin Carroll. And Mason pops out. Back to first for Fermin. 1 man down. And it's one thing to light up radar guns and spin the daylights out of a baseball. That's as exciting as anything in our sport. But it's equally exciting to see a young guy come up and know how to pitch.
It is for sure. And look, the ones that are truly special do both. You have the stuff, and then you have the control and command that goes along with it. Those are your Scoobles, those are your Skeens, among others.
Lars Nootbaar, 1 ball, no strike. He's batting .291, a couple of homers, 7 driven in. He scored a run in 11 games already this year. He has been part of a big difference in the Cardinals' back half of the lineup card. He's really protected Walker well when he's in the lineup. He gets on base. He's played great in the outfield. He's run the bases just fine. He looks like himself again.
He does, and you know it probably felt like an eternity for Lars Nootbaar being on the IL start the season.
Fermin got a great jump, and Nootbaar saw that and took it. Moreno's strong throw, but off target. The Cardinals have their first man at second base.
Well, this isn't a bad way to go about things. First of all, a very good jump against the lefty. Going first movement there was Fermin, and when you know it's going to be difficult to string some hits together, this is what you got to do. You got to be aggressive on the base paths.
So a hit means a run. The Cardinals looking for their first of those in the game. And a broken bat. The barrel ends up down the right field line. Fermin to third. Nootbaar out at first. Running for cover was Carlos Torres, the first base umpire, as that piece of lumber went pinwheeling over his head down the line.
Yeah, safe to say that sinker got in there on Lars Nootbaar. This one 91 miles an hour in on the hand. You don't see that one very often. That bat went 130 feet. A roller to the right side.
Blaze Jordan next, runner at third for the Cardinals, and didn't get that. Blaze playing first base tonight. He's handled all the chances there and at third base. A homer, 9 RBIs. He can put the ball in play. Let's see if he can find a gap and put the Cardinals in front. Turned it loose, and now 0-2. We've heard the Cardinals brain trust say, Ollie Marmol, Brant Brown, sometimes you just have to out-arrogant the opponent. You have to wait these guys out. Right now the Cardinals are letting it rip early in the count. Just 32 pitches for the kids so far in the game. There's a good take, 1-2.
Yeah, what makes it difficult to do that when you're trying to out-stubborn a pitcher is really when they have different pitches that they can throw in the strike zone. That's what makes it tough. Got a lot of guys that have stuff that they try to nibble with their sliders, with their curve balls, but Brad has not been afraid to throw them in the zone.
That one launched up and in the air to right and into the upper deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No score, home second. Cardinals and Diamondbacks, game 3 of 4. Nice warm night, cloudy skies here in downtown St. Louis. Outfield still deep. And now the 1-2.
Brad early on in this one too, the rookie showing his ability to run a good 4-seam in on the righties, and then the lefties he'll use that sinker a little bit more. He knows the importance of commanding in off the plate, not afraid to go in there.
Brad wants a new baseball, and he'll get one from Bruce Dreckman. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Now we're ready. The 1-2 pitch. Hammered down the line and off the netting. What's also fun is seeing young big league hitters come to the major leagues and not be intimidated by the men they're facing and probably watched on TV for the last several years. Not the case in this matchup for Jordan, but he looks like he's been here a long time.
Oh, he does. He's handled it well.
Hammered into left field. An RBI hit for Blaze Jordan with 2 strikes. The Cardinals bring home the game's first run. He's on his way to second and slides in safely. The Redbirds cash in the leadoff walk. It's 1-0.
Chip, what a battle that was right there for Blaze Jordan. He fouled off 4 different pitches in this at-bat. He saw a couple of the slurves in a row. Chevy pitch track, another decent one from the rookie. Brad making his debut. But Blaze Jordan able to go down and spoil it, and a little hustle double for him.
5 extra base hits for the kid in his first 12 big league games. And he salutes the Tarps off crew with a 1-0 lead. Pedro Pajes, your 9th place hitter, is next. So the first hit for St. Louis, a run scoring extra base hit. And now Pedro shoots one out of play back toward us. No balls and a strike. Pedro Pajes, 11 RBIs on the season. He's hit 4 homers. So Blaze Jordan, big hits in each of his last 4 games with a man at second or third base. Puts St. Louis in front. He's got a huge lead. And that's strike 3 called, and that will retire the side. The Cardinals cash in a leadoff walk. Blaze Jordan has the game's first RBI. And we'll be joined by Bill DeWitt III as we continue here in St. Louis.
Big money at Menards.
Good start for the Cardinals, leading 1-0 as we head to the top of our third inning. It's always a pleasure to be joined by the CEO of the St. Louis Cardinals, Bill DeWitt III. Have you gotten used to the new title yet?
Not really. That's the first time I think I've heard it. It sounds a little different. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, and take us through the process. And we talked about this earlier today. Why these changes and why these changes now?
Yeah, I think it's just, for one, Anouk Karunaratne, who's our now president of business operations, was adding to his responsibilities on the business side, and this kind of formalizes that role that he's been evolving into. And then for me, I think also it's an evolution the last couple of years. I've been at the table on, all the big baseball decisions as well as my usual business stuff. So kind of formalizing that as well, and it just kind of made sense to do it at this point.
What excites you the most about this? I mean, transitioning into that role, more of the baseball side, that's got to pump you up. Obviously, the baseball family in general, that's got to be a lot of fun to think about.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I think for me, it kind of gives me that latitude to really take a bit of a deeper dive into the baseball organization. I mean, I obviously know it very well, but developing more relationships on that side, I think is getting me excited because we have some new faces, frankly, and Chaim's done a great job of beefing up that staff. So really digging in and getting to know everybody there.
Strike three called to LeJames Groover. Good start for Liberatore. Back-to-back leadoff strikeouts for him. For our fans who are watching the game and wonder how is this going to affect the leadership structure and how is it going to affect the day-to-day operations of the Cardinals team, explain that to them. What will, if anything, change?
I think for the business folks in the front office, we have 350 employees. A couple of reporting changes, but not a ton. And on the baseball side, same thing. I mean, the structure's in place. Chaim has been doing his thing very well. He had a good runway before he got here. And so I'm really there to now make sure that everybody's collaborating on both sides of the aisle. And my dad's always going to be there in those decision-making key points. We got a draft coming up. We've got trade deadline, and it'll sort of be that three-way conversation when those big decisions happen.
Your family for 3 decades has been so important, not just to this franchise, but to this city. I would assume that this move strengthens that commitment of you with the team with you, and to the city and Cardinals Nation as a whole.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's sort of a recommitment to St. Louis and the Cardinals, and we've always said we're here for the long haul, and I guess this is another example of that. We continue to want to invest in downtown St. Louis and working on a third phase of Ballpark Village. Hope to get that going. We've got a big stadium renovation plan that we want to get moving on at some point in the next couple of years. So that commitment remains super strong, and we want to keep going at it.
Bill, as you've worked alongside your father over the years, what are some of the biggest takeaways from him about the way that he's tackled the job?
I mean, it starts with just a passion for the game. He's just probably seen more ball games than I'll ever see, because he grew up with it literally every day of his life. His father was in the game for many, many years, or his whole life. He was a lifer. So it's the passion for the game, the knowledge of the game. I mean, watching a game with him is so fun because he thinks about it in another level, 2 steps ahead, like a manager would. And but aside from just the game, I would say a sense of thinking about the organization as a family, but also got to make tough decisions once in a while and not being afraid to do that.
Well, Bill, congratulations. We are so excited about the present. We're really excited about the future, and congratulations. Don't forget to get new business cards. That's really important, okay?
Good idea. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
Well, our next guest has some really big shoes to fill. Bill DeWitt III was an outstanding interview, and we are joined now by the new Cardinals President of Business Operations, Anouk Karunaratne. Welcome and congratulations, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, big shoes to fill. I'll do my best.
What a day. Congratulations, first of all, and I'll ask you the same question we talked about earlier today. How does your position change your role with the team, and what does that mean for the present and the future?
Yeah, I think, obviously stepping into Bill's role, my focus up to this point had been on sales, marketing, and some of our back office functions, and now it expands to our whole business operation. And so There's a few big projects we're working on, and beyond that, I think it's really trying to build alignment across our whole business organization, and really try to take us to the next level.
Well, look, for fans that don't know, you came over from the Blue Jays organization. You made the decision, brought your family to St. Louis. Just initially, why was St. Louis the right fit for you? Because this is a big-time commitment.
Yeah. I think it was three things. One is it's just an iconic franchise, and those types of opportunities don't come up that often. There's 30 ball clubs in the league, but there's only a handful that have the history and the legacy and the tradition that this one does. So that was one. Two is just the market and the fan base. I think, when you think about baseball markets, there are few that have the kind of passionate support and just, are truly baseball markets.
Yeah.
Even the big market clubs, those markets are, football or whatever the sport is first, and baseball isn't at the top of the list, and this one is different. So, and I thought that was just a unique opportunity. And the third was just, how this ownership group has managed and run this club. They're incredibly well respected within the game, and ultimately that was something that was attractive to me. Like, you don't see stability like what we've had here in many organizations, and that is a competitive advantage. If you can have stability instead of constant churn and reactiveness, that takes a certain type of owner, and these guys have done an incredible job at being just stewards of the franchise.
Change is sometimes hard, but change also presents tremendous opportunities. Bill talked about that. You mentioned as well some of the things that you hope to get accomplished here in the next few years. Run down a list of those if you could, so our fans can have an understanding of where your head is, where the Cardinals are, and where they hope to be in 5 years.
Yeah. Well, I talked about this earlier today. I mean, I think the expectation and the standard here is high, and our job is to live up to that. And in order to do that, we've got to outcompete 29 other teams, and that's not just on the field, right? Like, we're competing against them to fund payroll and acquire players, and that's where the symbiotic relationship between business and baseball exists. The better able we are to engage this fan base and generate sustainable revenue that can go into sustaining competitive teams, that's what will make the flywheel complete. And so we need to be best in class. On the business side, that means, we're thinking about the potential renovation of this ballpark and how we can go from what is an incredible ballpark to what is an incredible ballpark 20 years from now, and really starting to think about how experiences have evolved and people's expectations for live entertainment has evolved. How can we incorporate that into future construction plans? It's thinking about how the media landscape has evolved and trying to meet fans where they are. Those are two big things, and there's several others that we're thinking through.
When you think about just talking about the stadium and the fan experience, is there anything that you could share with what you envision maybe in the future with some of that?
I mean, a few themes are, like, if you look at how people enjoy baseball, I say as I look out into the tarps off section, there's many different ways you can take in a baseball game. You can walk around the ballpark. It can be an intimate experience. It can be family bonding time. It can be a social experience. And the physical environment needs to provide different options for people. And so, we've thought about how can we create more types of amenities like the Budweiser Terrace. How do we create more premium amenities? How can we get fans closer to the action?
Yeah.
And closer to the players in different ways. So there are several ideas, and they're still in the early stage, but those are some of the things.
Mitch Bratt is sent to the seat of his pants. A missile right back through the box from Jordan Walker. A check your short special, as we like to say. That was an absolute rocket. Anook, there's no better business than winning.
Yeah.
And I would assume that the product you're seeing on the field now helps reinvent that thought process here in St. Louis. There is a buzz around here that's been missing the last couple of years. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. I think people understand the vision that Chaim articulated. The focus on the long term, but that if we do that in a disciplined way, it can pay short-term dividends, and we're seeing that play out. And I think that seeing the actions that the front office has taken be consistent with the plan that was shared just helps, build confidence and excitement. And I mean, obviously, when you see this team play, they are just fun to watch. Even in a loss, even when it's frustrating, like last night we're in the 9th inning. They're just never out of it, and they play with enthusiasm and an excitement and a youthful energy.
And even when you were saying that just now, you had a giant ear-to-ear grin on your face as this one's flipped to second, because they are a really fun group to watch.
Yeah, and I think they enjoy being around each other, and that matters.
Anuk, congratulations, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir.
Anuk Karunaratne, there's the Cardinals front office as they make their way to their press conference to announce the changes today, and we are rolling in St. Louis with the Cardinals ahead 1-0. Matthew Liberatore heads to the 4th inning. Brad, he set down the last 7 Diamondbacks hitters.
Been a nice adjustment here for Matthew Liberatore. We know the struggles that he had last time out, going to school, executing his pitches. I think the curveball's been way better than last time out. The sliders had some real life on it, and doing a nice job of, for the most part, attacking this Diamondback lineup.
1 ball, 1 strike to Corbin Carroll. He took strike 3 to get things started on his night, so he's 0 for 1 here in game 3. And he shoots that one past a diving Fermin. That's an opposite field single for Carroll, and he scampers to first and has a big turn there and heads back with the 3rd Arizona hit of the night.
Chip, he's not supposed to do that. You're supposed to take that pitch. You're supposed to roll over on it, beat it on the ground to the right side. Instead, the All-Star goes the other direction. You mentioned the numbers earlier, Chip. Left on left. He has been so good this year. .394 the average coming into action today, just under the glove of Fermin over at 3rd.
Well, that just means a double plays in order here for Gabriel Moreno. And ball 1 upstairs. Moreno a single, a 9-game hit streak for him. Arizona played hit and run in the 1st inning, had 1st and 3rd, but Nolan Arenado popped out to end that threat. That's been the frustrating thing for the Arizona offense. They've had numerous opportunities to have big innings and big games in the month of June. They entered this series hitting around 130 as a club with runners in scoring position. In this series, they're 2 for 22. So let's keep that going tonight. As that outside, 2 balls and a strike.
And fortunately for them yesterday, their couple of hits with runners in scoring position came late when they really needed them. They were able to eke out a win. It was a 4-run top of the 9th. The Cardinals responded. They had 3 in the bottom of the inning, but too little too late.
Three balls and a strike. Both these clubs play a lot of 1-run games. We had another one last night. Got a 1-run game here so far. After 3, it's St. Louis 1, Arizona nothing. And he loses Moreno, single and a walk. All of a sudden, Liberatore in some trouble in the 4th. That is his first base on balls in tonight's game. Celebrate the 20th anniversary of the 2006 World Series Championship with the latest issue of Cardinals Magazine. Learn more at cardinals.com/magazine. If I'm not mistaken, Brad Thompson's featured prominently in that issue. Beautiful photo of yourself.
Boy, it looks so sad, isn't it? Probably just got taken out of a game. Good chance. Contemplating my future. What route am I going to take to Memphis? 55 south. Well, Michael Langston did a really nice job on that article. I appreciate that. And Scott Spezio in on that one.
Swing and a miss. Arenado helps out Libby there.
It's a really good changeup right there from Matthew Liberatore. A pitch that he doesn't break out a ton, but it's highly effective for him.
Arenado 0 for 1 with a pop out. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Arizona's out hit us 3-2. And he pokes that one off the glove at first, off the glove at second. JJ doesn't panic, and we get the out at second. So a little pinball wizardry for the Cardinals there. The old 3-4-6 put out at second base.
I get a feeling that one had a little bit of English on it after the ricochet. Blaze Jordan almost lays out and makes the play. Off his glove, off JJ's glove and hand, but an easy scoop to Mason for the first out.
So a breather here. Pages out to talk to Libby. First and third with Tommy Troy coming up. As he awaits the first pitch, we'll step aside for a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Get fired up with my new Hot Ones Munchie Meal with a Sriracha Curly Fry Burger or Buffalo Chicken Tater Melt.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Troy's shown some power, a 444-foot home run earlier in this series. He's also got blazing speed. 8th fastest sprint speed in the major leagues for the Arizona center fielder. So if you're going to try to turn two, you better turn it quickly. In the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Little pause to give Pages some time to regroup. Libby's gotten 6 double plays turned behind him this year. The Cardinals team 63. 64 would be nice right here. That's a good pitch. And Troy, with that speed, has yet to bounce into the old 6-4-3.
Sounds like a do factor to me. He's ready for it.
Little tapper. Libby's got him set up. Libby already a markedly improved performance tonight as opposed to last time in KC. He leads by a run. And he gets a little soft fly ball to right. Walker on the run. He's coming in. Can't get it. That'll score a run. Game is tied on a bloop single to right by Tommy Troy. So Corbin Carroll comes home in the 4th inning. It's a 1-1 game.
Walker breaking on this thing in right. Looked like he was going to be able to get there. The sliding grab just off to the side of him. Get another good look at it here for Walker. Just couldn't quite get there. It was a good pitch too by Matthew Liberatore. He was able to tie up Tommy Troy.
So here's another one of those opportunities where you try to compartmentalize and move on and get out of the inning. You've lost the lead, but you're still tied, and the double play is still in order. And that's a good way to do it. Throw strike 1 to Lourdes Gurriel, who rolled out to third his first time up. Gurriel, an all-star last year, pops this one up. First base side. Blaze Jordan in foul ground, and it moves into fair territory, so that is now an infield fly, and that is the rule. Ordinary effort on the infield and fair. That's the key part of it, and Gurriel is the second out. So Vargas next, 2 on, 2 out, tie game. Vargas popped out himself. This guy got off to a blazing start this season. Remember, Vargas had a 24-game hitting streak to begin the campaign out west. I always wondered, a guy like Vargas, all the teams he played for, what does he do with all the team suitcases he's got?
So, well, if he's anything like me, and I wasn't as well traveled as him, but every year you get bags, right? They sit in your basement forever.
Really?
With stuff in them still. And every once in a while, when somebody says, you should clean up your stuff, all you do is go shuffle them around a little bit and move some stuff from one bag to another bag, but you don't throw anything away.
Who says move your stuff?
Whoever. Doesn't matter.
Oh, we're not going to name names?
No.
Okay.
No, it doesn't matter.
Smart man.
Clean it up. Okay. And then everything still stays in there, and every once in a while you find a surprise, like a 15-year-old protein shake that might be in there, or the protein shaker that used to have a shake in it now is toxic. That happened a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah, that was from 2013. and opened it too, because why wouldn't you open it?
Oh yeah,
just to find out.
Is that really?
We're talking about rancid.
Line fair and into the corner. Arenado's going to score. Troy is streaking around third. They're going to wave him home. And the Diamondbacks have scored 3 times in the 4th inning. That's their 3rd hit. Vargas with a double and 44 RBIs. 3-1 Diamondbacks.
Well, 0-2 count. You're looking to bury something, looking to get a little swing and miss. The idea was there. Chevy pitch tracked, execution not so much. Curveball, 80 miles an hour, right in the zone and drilled down the line.
So some tough luck for Liberatore. The Troy blooper turns into a run-scoring hit, and then a mislocation on an 0-2 pitch costs him 2 runs on a double. Arizona 3 runs on 3 hits and a walk here in the 4th inning. They have jumped in front with a 3-1 score. Arizona now with 5 hits in the first 4 innings of the game. So James Groover is the final hope in the Arizona 4th. He's the 9th place hitter. Arizona with a couple of big hits with runners in scoring position in this inning. Now with a 2-run lead. .20 RBIs for Vargas against lefty pitching. So Groover, as we approach 8 o'clock, unloads high in the air to left. Velasquez back, and it is long gone into the Arizona bullpen. His first home run.
Well, after the meeting, Groover was wasting no time. The cutter from Matthew Liberatore. The idea with this, you want to be able to tie up the right-hander, but left it center cut.
First major league homer, a biggie, a 5-run inning for the Diamondbacks. And 4 of these runs have come with 2 outs. So Torey Lovullo loving that. Arizona 5, St. Louis 1. Marte, another drive. That one's headed to the bullpen. They go back to back. It was all rolling merrily along until a blue pit, and now the roof is caved in for Libby. He's allowed 17 home runs this season, 2 in the inning, and Arizona will send at least 9 to the plate.
Yeah, that was certainly not a cheapie off the bat of Ketel Marte. 416-foot shot, a loud one. 109 off the bat for him. No action in the Cardinal bullpen. Pitch count still low. They're going to make Libby learn on the fly right here.
So Groover hits his first in the show. Marte hits his 13th of the year. And now he's 4 hits away from tying Paul Goldschmidt on the all-time Diamondbacks hit list. Well, it's a shame. Libby had retired 7 straight. Looked like he'd found a groove. But Arizona, the second time through the order, has found something. And to go back to the topic of conversation, you said it before too, sometimes in the heat of the moment you revert back to old habits because it's comfortable. Maybe Maybe Libby's tipping again. Don't know.
Yeah, it could have been the case. And again, comes down to execution. Though you look where some of those pitches were, center cut.
Mason is short. A strike to first, and that will retire the side. 10 Diamondbacks come to the plate, and 6 of them score.
Listen.
Presented by your Mid-America Chevy dealers and by BJC Healthcare. You deserve extraordinary care. Tipping or not, tip your cap to Arizona's offense. 9 come to the plate, 6 score. They hit back-to-back homers, and now, Brad, they hand things over to their bullpen. First man to answer a Chevy call to the bullpen is Ryan Thompson.
Yeah, Ryan Thompson, he's been good as of late and even better on the road. 17 straight scoreless appearances on the road for him.
Well, some time to make a comeback here. We're down 5 runs in the 4th inning. Jose Fermin leads off, and Brad's long-lost relative Ryan delivers a strike.
Should have done that. That's for sure. Should have dropped down sidearm. I think I told you in the past. Maybe it didn't drop down quite as far. That's kind of where I got drafted from. Wasn't slinging it under the belt, but I was sidearm out of college.
Why'd they change you?
So basically, when I got to spring training, they're like, that is working now. You're probably going to get hurt and won't be as efficient that way. And I think I've talked to you about this in the past. Sid Manji, a pitching coach in the organization at the time, this one's laced to center. That's a good answer. He said, hey, let's move your arm angle up a little bit. He said, do you throw a two-seamer? I go, no, what's that? And he shows me a two-seamer. This is in pro ball. I never had a pitching coach, really. And I throw one pitch, and it just dives off the table. And he goes, that's you now? We'll work on this every day. I said, all right. Yes, sir. I'll be here every morning. We'd work on the mechanics, move the arm angle, and built a sinker and ended up building a career.
It really is amazing how one conversation can change your life in our sport.
Yeah,
right?
and being, first of all, having somebody that will pour the time and commitment into you, and I am forever grateful to Sid Manji for doing that for me, and then being willing to just try something different, right?
Mason Wynn back in the lineup and shoots that one the other way. Back-to-back hits for the Cardinals. One of the things you love about this team, they get punched, they usually come punching right back. So we've got a 4th inning threat. Bottom of the order, Jim Hayes having some fun tonight.
Yeah, and for Lars Nootbaar, 17 games since he returned from 2 heel surgeries, and he's looked great. Newt said that recovery is an ongoing process. He still has to deal with some soreness, but he feels so much better on the field than he did before the surgery. He told me it just feels way better. My sprint speed is up. I feel like I have my burst back. And guys, he said even doing simple things are better, like being able to walk upstairs without holding on to the railing. He's just in a much better place now.
That's great to see. Let's see if he can come up with a big hit here. Cardinals trying to answer. And a strike. Tarps off, crew. By the way, there are 10 oohs in the Newt bar out there tonight. I counted them.
Are you sure it's 10 oohs? Because oohs would be 2 O's together. So that'd be 20.
Okay. So there's 5 oohs.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
I think that's now some might say oohs are spelled with 3. Who knows? Then how many?
I didn't get an ooh out of that guy. No balls, 2 strikes.
I'm digging it. They're getting creative out there in Tarps off. And going back to what Jimmy's talking about, this one kicks off.
That'll help.
That will definitely help. 2nd and 3rd now. Imagine what it's been like for the last year plus for Lars Nootbaar. The pain that he played through last year, ultimately having surgery, rehabbing, coming back, and he still doesn't feel great all the time, but certainly better than it was. It's a big-time surgery that he had.
Bone deformities on the backs of both heels that were affecting his Achilles tendons. Had that surgery this offseason. Got a late start, as you know, but yeah, it's great to see him running around like the good old days here in St. Louis. Chance to answer right back in the 4th inning. Runners 2nd and 3rd. And he can't. A swing and a miss. Thompson submarine-style delivery inspired by former Diamondbacks closer Byung-Hun Kim. Remember him?
Oh, yeah. pretty dirty. I mean, I love having different looks out of a bullpen. And certainly it's great to have stuff when you're running up there 98, 99. His sinker plays.
High fly ball toward left center. Troy's going to catch that. Fermin's going to tag. Arizona concedes the run. The Cardinals get one back. It's 6-2. Jordan has both Cardinals RBIs tonight. And a sacrifice fly now in 3 straight games for the Cardinal rookie.
Manufacturing. Got an idea what he's doing up there. By the way, there goes that road scoreless streak for Ryan Thompson as the Cardinals are able to plate one.
So interesting here in the 4th inning. The Cardinals are going to hit for Pedro Pajes. And with a right-hander on the mound, Alec Burleson's going to grab a bat.
Makes sense, right? Start unloading your lefties that you have on the bench. You'd imagine Crooks is going to come in to catch, so you'll have him be able to do some damage offensively, the hope is.
So Thompson will get a scouting report on Alec Burleson, and we'll get a quick word from our friends at Auto Owners Insurance.
We customize your policy, so when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered. That's simple human sense.
I'm pretty sure Moreno told Thompson this guy's a good hitter. And I know Ryan knows that. Burleson, 2 for 6 in the series, 5th in our league in hits, 3rd in RBIs. He's reached in 22 straight games. He had an RBI in the Cardinals' 3-run 9th last night. Right back to the mound. And Thompson snares that, and the Cardinals settle for 1 in their half of the 4th inning. 6-2 Arizona. It's game 3 at Busch.
Care of our own.
Thursday, July 9th, it's Harry Potter night at Busch Stadium. With your theme ticket, fans take home a house scarf of their choice. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/theme. Our chief Hufflepuffers. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hufflepuffer?
Yeah, Hufflepuff is the house.
Yeah, I said that wrong. I'm sorry. Hufflepuffer, Chris Tuno of the Cardinals PR staff tells us Lars Nootbaar has read all the Harry Potter books.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Those are huge books. And I don't think there's any pictures in those. I haven't tried. And I'm not saying he needs a picture book. I'm saying for my entertainment.
Glad you clarified.
Yeah, no, he's an avid reader, obviously. And what an imagination he's got.
(6-2) as Libby goes to work with Corbin Carroll. All kinds of defensive changes for the Cardinals. Let's start with Alec Burleson. He checks in at first. That moves Blaze Jordan over to third. In the outfield, Lars Nootbaar replaces Nelson Velasquez, and Jose Fermin takes over in center with Jimmy Crooks behind the plate. Popped up. And Mason will gather that one in at the second base bag. And out number 1.
Did you figure what house you were, Chip?
No. Of the Rising Sun, that would be my guess.
No, can't pick that one. That's not one of the Harry houses. We talked about the Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Easy to say. Ravenclaw is the other one. If you need to know anything about these,
yeah,
boy,
tell me more
covered.
about the Raven.
Well, you want to know about the Ravenclaw? Yeah. Well, their traits: intelligence, wisdom, creativity, and learning. I don't know if you're a Ravenclaw.
I got 1 out of 4.
Slytherin.
Okay.
Slytherin. Now their mascot is a serpent. Their ambition, resourcefulness, determination, and leadership. Those are all great traits.
That sounds like our great producer Brian Shapiro to me.
He's basically Draco Malfoy. If you had to pick somebody, he'd be the one. And then there's Gryffindor. Gryffindor is courage, bravery, nerve, and chivalry. Scarlet and gold are their colors. A lion, a majestic lion, is their mascot.
Tell me more.
Is that you written all over it?
I think so.
Well, you're basically Ron Weasley then, because you're the old Weezer. Him, Harry Potter, also a member of Gryffindor.
All right, that's
didn't want to lead with Albert Pujols, so I wanted to slide in a role player on you.
Well, which one would you be?
Albus Dumbledore. If I had to pick one, I'd probably fit more Ron Weasley-ish. And Hermione Granger, also a Gryffindor.
That's Kim Everly, our stage manager. She's got to be Hermione.
I would think so,
Yeah.
due to the fact that I can't find another female on any of these. I'm assuming in Ravenclaw, Luna Lovegood is a female, but tough to say.
So wait, Luna Lovegood?
That's what I'm learning as we go. I'm going to learn more and more about Harry Potter because I've watched some of the movies.
Is this a James Bond novel or is this
Yeah.
Harry Potter?
Yep, and Halata. You know what? It's hard to say all these names.
Popped up by Moreno into shallow right. JJ is there. He's got it. 2 outs.
We'll have to have a watch party, though. We'll go through all of these.
Okay.
Kind of like the Star Wars.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like the new Star Wars. Like if you're in, you're in. Like if you like Star Wars, you love Star Wars, you'll defend it to the hilt. Same thing with Harry Potter. The people love Harry Potter.
Yeah, they do.
And I want in. I want to learn about this love.
That's why we have such a great giveaway on July 9th.
That guy right there, the bat, he's a Gryffindor.
Smoke toward right center. Fermin on the run. He's not going to get it off the base of the wall. Nolan Arenado ambushes a first pitch and has a double. He's on base for the second time, this time with 2 outs.
Chevy pitch track here. This one to Arenado. Away on the edge. Not a terrible pitch, but he covers it. Not so used to that sweet swing of Nolan's. The ball is probably gone at his home ballpark.
In the pool, maybe. At Chase Field in Phoenix. Nolan, as you know, a dead pull hitter. When he uses that big part of the field the other way, that is a really encouraging sign. But not for the Cardinals tonight, who trail 6-2. Tommy Troy, your batter. And he hits one a mile high down the line, hooking near the pole. It is foul. A ball and a strike. Fans might ask, in a 6-2 game where Libby's been hit hard with 8 hits, you can throw in the bullpens, you can throw on the sides, you can look at video all you want. There is no better teacher than live action. You got to find something here. And his pitch count reasonable at 87. Get him through 5 and see if he can come back.
You have to just go compete. That's what he is working on right now, just battling in this ball game. Yeah, last inning did not go the way that he planned it. Was rolling through 3 to 6, a 6 spot in the 4th. Got to dig in right here, give your team a chance.
And look, honesty compels you. It has been a rough go for Matthew. Counting tonight's game, that's 22 earned runs in 16 innings. And this is what development looks like. There are going to be days like this. We've seen it from other Cardinals starters this year. This is part of the process, and if you're committed to the process, you can't get caught up in the outcomes right now. While they're important, they aren't the end all. And this guy still has a very promising future. It's just a rough patch for him right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lifted out of play. Troy is not tall in stature, but he is a strong, wiry young man. He's got a lot of pop.
Dude, he showed it off. 444-foot shot to center the other night.
Lost his helmet on a ground ball to short. And there's that sprint speed. Libby has a scoreless 5th. He needed that. Cardinals are down 4. And the top of the order is coming up. Weatherholt, Herrera, and Walker were in the Diamondbacks bullpen with a lot of baseball left here at Busch.
Woo, I'm handsome. New Cascade complete.
Saturday, July 11th, celebrate individuals with disabilities on Disability Pride Night. Fans with a themed ticket take home an exclusive T-shirt. Get your details at cardinals.com/theme. All right, let's start a rally here. It's 6-2 Arizona. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. J.J. Weatherholt has grounded out to short twice. Lays down a bunt. Back to the mound. Bare hand. Long throw. And just in time. Haven't seen J.J. try to bunt much. But that one nicely played by Thompson. 1 pitch, 1 out.
That's a really good play right there by Thompson. Bouncing off the mound. That was not a high percentage one. You look at all the moving parts that he has and be able to make that play. Good, strong throw. Fantastic job.
Ivan Herrera is 0 for 1 with a walk. Hey, I want to thank our pals at Ted Drew's. They hooked all of us up in the press box with some frozen custard tonight. Ricky Doherty, our great stat man, demolished his.
What did he go with over there?
In about 4 pitches.
Yeah, he had the Heath bar, huh?
Heath?
Pretty good one right there.
I had.
When was the last time? Have you ever had? You have had. When was the last time you ever had like a Heath bar by itself? You just got a Heath bar.
Yeah.
But then you put that in some ice cream, and then boom, or some custard.
I had tonight. They had pistachio. That was pretty. Pistachio. I don't know. Say.
Hold on. Did you say pistachio? Golly, you're rich.
West County.
Pistachio. Oh. I'll eat it in my foyer. Unreal.
Well.
Look at that vase full of beautiful flowers.
As I sit in my Corinthian leather chair.
Yes, it smells of rich mahogany.
What did you go with? Did you go
Oh, man, a little surprise for me. I had the turtle. Yeah, I had the turtle.
Turtle surprised you.
Oh, it was so good.
Yep.
Yeah. Turtle's up there for me. I love the Reese's one. Little peanut butter cup in there.
Those are good.
Big fan of that. Oreo. The classic Oreo. Come on.
We got to ask the folks at Ted Drew's. Maybe they can bring you a mint chip. I know that is one of your favorites.
They make that over there? Because mint
probably could.
Mint chip is my favorite ice cream for sure. What do you got up there? A little lemonade?
Yeah. Those are great,
good too.
But you almost need a metal spoon when you first get them because they're so frozen.
Yeah, he's going to snap that thing for sure. Let's watch this. He's going to fling it on her probably. That's what's going to happen.
Slowly hit towards second. Bare hand play. And the stretch at first in time. Herrera out on a tumble at first. Let's see if he's all right.
Yeah, Chris Conroy out to check on him, man. He went down quickly.
I'm not sure if he tripped on the foot of Groover or the base or took an awkward step at the bag. Let's see if Ivan is okay. Oh, it was that last lunge, and his right shoulder is what's barking. That's not good news. Stretched out and tripped with the right foot. Great hustle, but Herrera is out number 2. That was a heck of a play at second by Vargas. So it's up to Walker to keep the inning alive for the Cardinals. He is 1 for 2 tonight. Mitch Bratt started for Arizona, the 22-year-old left-hander making his major league debut. Now it's Ryan Thompson pitching in his second inning tonight. He's out of Campbell University in North Carolina. Part of their Athletics Hall of Fame. They put him into the Hall of Fame there this past January.
Putting you on the spot here, Chip, but do you happen to know the Campbell University mascot?
The Camels.
Nice.
Bouncing ball, foul past first. He's the second Campbell baseball player to have his number retired. Jim Perry is the other. And in fitting with our commentary last half inning, I'm sure Ryan will enjoy listening to it. He's a big James Bond fan.
Is he really?
Yep.
The video game or the movies?
Movie. Casino Royale is his favorite movie, and Moonraker the best book.
I haven't read Moonraker yet. It's on the list. Casino Royale, though.
Yeah, it was this.
I'm a big fan.
I'm guessing it's the second Casino Royale, more modern one with.
I don't know if he's an avid reader. He might like the old one.
Could be, but we will have to endeavor to find that out. Maybe that's a story for Jim Hayes. Our game moves to the 6th. Arizona leads by 4.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Matthew Liberatore back to work for his 6th inning. He trails 6-2. All the Arizona runs came in the 4th inning when they batted around tonight. Lourdes Gurriel pops the first pitch up right side. Burley gives chase near the dugout, and it's going to come back for him. There's a good start. 1 man down. We talked a lot with Chaim Bloom this spring. We've talked about and talked with him about where these Cardinals are this year, and he has been very consistent in saying there are no shortcuts. And to elaborate on what we were talking about with Matthew in particular, there are going to be times where guys are out of sorts, where things don't go well for them. The only way for them to figure out here is to do what they've done, not just this year with this group, but in years past, to get them and the franchise where we want to be.
No, you're right. And look, there are different times and different makeups of a team where you do act out of a little bit more urgency. The organization is thinking about the future, thinking about the next couple of years, and they believe that this guy right here is going to be a big part of it. So you have to let him learn through some of these things. You and I were talking off air a couple of innings ago about Palante's year last year. Like the overall numbers, he set a career high in innings and starts, but the ERA was crazy inflated, had some of these really rough games throughout the season. But if you don't go through that, I don't think we're seeing the Andre Palante that we're seeing this year in the rotation. Sometimes you just have to let guys go out there and learn through things. And even in a ball game like this, I like that they're having Libby eat up his 100 pitches. Like, go continue to learn. Go continue to go out there, see how you respond after that 6th spot, help your team out. That's a part of the process.
And maybe find something along the way that has been missing for the last several starts for this talented left-handed pitcher.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Every single pitch that you have a chance to throw at this level is an opportunity to get better. I know it sounds silly and cliche, but it really is true.
That's downstairs, ball 4, a 1-out walk. Liberatore has issued a couple of those, and I'm sure what's so frustrating for Matthew, who was the opening day starter, he's had 2 6+ run innings in his career. They've come in back-to-back starts for him, and tonight, hopefully, he'll take more out of this game than just the 6th spot he gave up to the Diamondbacks in the 4th. Ollie Marmol's on his way out. Gordon Graceffo is coming in. The James Groover has hit a home run. He'll face the Cardinals bullpensman when we come back. Some work to be done tonight. Plenty of work on tap tomorrow. It's game 4 of the series. Brad, there are your matchups. Our Budweiser, what's on tap?
I'll get a chance to see another look at Michael McGreevy. Hopefully it's a great one for him. Former Cardinal farmhand Zach Gallen having a rough go at it in 2026. You know that guy is going to be ready. He's watching intently. I really enjoy watching the starters, especially the day before they're going. I mean, he's taking in everything about this ball game, seeing sequencing, the way that Libby has attacked, the way that he is going to attack tomorrow. You know he's thinking through all of that stuff throughout this game.
Gordon Graceffo, the first to answer a Chevy call to the bullpen tonight. He'll face James Groover, who hit his first major league home run last time up. It was no cheapie into the Arizona bullpen. So a special moment for that kid. Graceffo pitching Brad for the 2nd time in this series, 22 tosses last night.
Yeah, 33 games overall now for Graceffo. I think that Gordon's done a really nice job. He's been able to calm some things down in this bullpen. The role has kind of bounced around a little bit for him. You've seen him early. You've seen him right here in the middle of the ball game, down 4, trying to keep it there. We've seen him have to answer the calls late. Been taking advantage of the opportunity that's been there for him.
A ball and a strike for Groover, the 9th place hitter. The final line for Libby to be determined at this point. At the moment, 5 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and back-to-back homers. All of that damage came in 1 inning, the 4th tonight. That erased a 1-0 Cardinal lead. Ildemaro Vargas, the Arizona runner at first. A flinch, but no call. Dreckman had the arm ready to raise, but he changed his mind at the last second. It's 3-2. He thought about strike 3, but didn't give Gordon the call.
A little something extra right there from Graceffo. The grunt in 97, fouled back by Groover. See if he's got a good feel for it. His slider would play off of that.
Back-to-back scoreless outings for Gordon. 32 pitches in those 2 games. And that one breaks way high over the batter's head. Ball 4. So back-to-back walks. And Arizona's set up. 2 on, 1 out. And the top of the order is coming up. Rev up your Cardinals wardrobe. Friday, July 10th. The Braves are in town. That night, fans take home a Cardinals garage shirt. That's presented by Brown and Crouppen. Details at cardinals.com/promotions. Schedule ticks up for St. Louis over the next 3 weeks. Popped up. Marte lets her rip. Drifting out is Mason Wynn. He'll give way to center fielder Jose Fermin. And that's the second out. At the Braves, we've got Arizona again. These next 3 weeks will be very important for St. Louis leading up, Brad, to the All-Star break. Got the Cubs on the road. Milwaukee's coming up. So really good teams both on the road and here in St. Louis.
Challenges, right? Challenges for a young team to see how they not only see how they stack up, see how you can compete, see how you can get better and better, and will be an interesting run, as you mentioned, leading up to the All-Star break and then ultimately leading up to a trade deadline. Seeing organizationally what that looks like, what they envision the future to be. Certainly a lot of pieces on this team that I'm sure they've fielded phone calls on.
No balls and a strike for Geraldo Perdomo. Swing and a miss, but Heimblum has said, as we said a moment ago, no shortcuts.
No. And any executive is going to want tough decisions, right? Like you want your team to put on all the pressure that they can, playing great baseball, and then you make some decisions as that deadline comes. And again, always looking through the windshield, looking towards the future.
2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. 4-run Arizona game. And slashed out of play. I think building and continuing to build depth will be job 1 at the deadline for the Cardinals. We've already seen the fruits of that for this team this year. One of those players is the guy playing third base, Blaze Jordan. With the struggles of Nolan Gorman, he went down to the minor leagues. Blaze Jordan has come up and has looked like he's been here forever.
No, he's done a nice job over there. He was a fruit of the Steven Matz deal, and certainly we've seen some different guys come over. We've already seen Hunter Dobbins this season. I think that guy is going to make an impact down the stretch as well. So exciting times on the horizon, exciting times for these guys that are here right now, getting the chance. We were talking about Jordan earlier about the fact that, look, he's the guy right now. Like, he's got a little bit of runway. What are you going to do with it? This is a great opportunity.
On the ground first, Burley's got that. Graceffo to the bag. And that will retire the side. The Cardinals pitcher out a couple of free passes and trail 6-2 with the home 6th coming up.
Area.
It's a Sunday for the kids, July 12th. That day, kids age 12 and under take home a replica Cardinals jersey. That's thanks to our friends at Stiefel. Youth medium and youth extra large available while supplies last. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Those kids want to join the Tarps Off gang. It's always fun to see the kids in right And then the kids in the lower bowl asking mom or dad, can I please go out there?
Oh, yeah. Now you're getting there. You're making your way there. We're seeing we got a couple of the superheroes in town, too. We had Flash, Captain America. I'm digging that.
Jimmy Crooks leads off. Nelly Velasquez went 0 for 2 tonight.
Chip, you big superhero guys. We see Jonathan Weisga, your Chevy call to the bullpen. You into any of the superhero movies?
My kids are.
So you're saying it's child's play?
No,
that's kind of what I'm picking up.
No, but I'll tell you what, I did like the old Batman series, the original one with Adam West.
Okay.
And Burt Ward. Catwoman.
Not to be confused with the cartoon that had a whole lot of automatopoeia.
That's correct.
Yeah.
They had that in the TV show too. They had the cool graphics pop up.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin.
No, I like that.
Take care of the Joker or the Penguin. Catwoman was stronger than a garlic milkshake, as my dad used to say.
That is an interesting phrase that I've never heard before.
Now you have. You'll hear a lot of those on this broadcast. Pitch is down the line and foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. How about you? You're into
I like all those
Marvel stuff.
Yeah, I dig all those. Now I don't know any of the timeline stuff, and I don't know who's with who, and I'll get DC mixed up with Marvel and all that good stuff, and people get upset. It's like mixing up Star Wars and Star Trek. Pew pew. But I'm into it. I like the Flash too. They did a good TV show on the Flash. Can time travel, that's how quick he is.
Rolled over foul at first.
All right, one superpower, Chip, because I know your wheels are turning. If you had just one, you could pick one superpower, what would it be?
Well, Brian Shapiro had a great idea, but I don't think I'll use that one.
Okay, nope, I'd pick something else.
I'll say blazing speed. As Crooks is down on strikes.
Blazing speed. Okay, kind of like the Flash, right?
Yeah, I mean, would you like to run a 4.40?
No, I don't care about that.
Okay. Well, how about you then?
Look, I want. I think I want to. Oh boy, I'm tough. This is tough here. It's one of 3 things. Okay, invisibility is one of them. I feel like that could be fun. Now the Flash, you run fast enough that you are invisible, so you might be 2 birds with 1 stone on that one. Would love to be able to fly. I mean, how cool would that be? And then the other one, mind control, Chip. Like what a weapon that could be.
I think our wives have that superpower.
What's that?
No balls and a strike for Fermin. Mind control.
Yeah, it'd be great. Be up there. Could be pitching in the big leagues. Be like, don't swing. Like, how is he laying off 85 down the middle? Well, I don't know. That must be deceptive.
Helpful. That would be helpful. That's a good point.
Give him a multi-year deal.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And they use it for good, obviously.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And war, stuff.
Well, they say Lord helps those who help themselves first, right?
Is that what it is?
Wow. I think the first part might have been incorrect. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And poke foul and out of play. Arizona 6, Cardinals 2. They've out-hit us 8-4 in Game 3. 1 more tomorrow, as Brad pointed out. Michael McGreevy's got the ball. Zach Gallen will pitch for Arizona. Jonathan Loaizaga, the second reliever tonight. Mitch Bratt, the 22-year-old lefty from Canada, didn't pitch deep enough into the game to qualify for the win. But 3 effective innings with 3 hits and only 1 run.
He did what they needed him to do. They knew that he wasn't going to pitch deep into this ball game. He had been limited his last outing out, had been very effective in Reno, but give him 3 strong innings. They'll take that.
It'll pop to short, and 2 are out. That's the challenge for an offense when you face a bullpen game. Yes, there's a chance that somebody comes out of that bullpen and has a bad day, but when you face 4 different hit pitchers in 4 different trips to the plate, it's tough to get into an offensive rhythm. Purists don't really like the opener, but teams use it because A, they need to sometimes, but B, more often than not, it works. Exhibit A, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, no, it definitely can work. The risk that you run oftentimes, not necessarily with your traditional opener, because that guy's going to go out there for probably the first inning, face a couple of whatever the matchup is, and then flip it over. But your bullpen days, you run the risk of inevitably you open that door enough times to the bullpen, somebody's going to have a rough day. That ends up being the hope here for the Cardinals.
That's why I like Jason Stark's idea a couple of years ago, the old double hook. Once your starter comes out of the game, you lose your designated hitter. And you talk about strategizing and whether to keep pitchers in because your DH may come up the next inning. Makes your bench really important. And quite frankly, I would assume the DHs who like to get paid to hit would have some pretty intense conversations with their starters. Hey, man.
I'm not sure that's the friction you're looking to create on a ball club, but no, you're right. It is a very interesting take on it.
Little pop toward first. Groover gives way. Vargas at the line has that. And the Cardinals go down quickly and quietly in the 6th. Arizona in command of Game 3 to this point. Gordon Graceffo back to work for the Cardinals in the 7th. He retired 2 of the first 3 he faced last inning, and now he's got Carol Moreno and Nolan Arenado coming up. Got 9 outs left. We're down 4. And up and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Cubs beat the Mets in Game 1 of a doubleheader today. All kinds of bad weather in the Big Apple the last couple of days. 10-3 was the final in Game 1. The Marlins won again, beat Texas 4-2. Miami comes in after Arizona as Gordon handles that for out number 1. The Marlins are 16-5 this month. They sport a 3.25 team ERA in the month of June. And they start a road trip at St. Louis, at Colorado, at Sacramento, which I think could test that ERA, especially the last 2 spots. But don't overlook the fight and fish with that pitching staff and a young offense. They're an intriguing and interesting team.
Be honest, didn't see it coming. I mean, did you? You saw this team, and Xavier Edwards, Otto Lopez, those guys are hitting up a storm over there. But didn't think they were ready to make a push like they have been. But that's the thing. You give a young team an opportunity to go out there and prove it night in and night out. That's what they're doing.
I wonder how many people had, to your point, first the 1-0 pitch. The Cardinals leading the wild card. Miami and Washington each a game out of the final wild card spot.
Yeah, not many. Not many, especially after the years. Like Washington has had their struggles for sure. Dynamic offense, though, and that is the fruits of some big-time trades. That Juan Soto deal continuing to be a huge benefit for that organization. If they just had a little bit of pitching, could get guys healthy, they'd be in really good shape.
Yeah, James Wood is their version of Jordan Walker in the kind of offensive year he's having, and C.J. Abrams has played like a top 5 pick that he once was with San Diego. As that one catches a corner, 3 balls and a strike. So as I said, tough matchups for the Cardinals, but by and large this team has played its best against the best, and they'll need to in the next several weeks. With the All-Star break coming up quickly, the pitch. And that's inside, ball 4. Gabriel Moreno is aboard for the 3rd time, 2nd time via bases on balls. 2 of those for Graceffo tonight.
Well, it could be a good double play combo here, though, with Nolan Arenado up. Saw Nolan last time up really stay on a good fastball middle away, drove it into the gap for a double.
Had a great chat with him before the game last night. Family's doing great. They've added a baby boy to their family, Bo Brooks Arenado, who's now 6 months old. And yes, the middle name for Brooks Robinson, one of the all-time great defensive third basemen. 1 ball, no strikes. That's in for Graceffo. Pirates won today. They beat Seattle 11-1. Brewers 6-2 over Cincinnati. Milwaukee trying to sweep the Reds. They've allowed 3 runs in that series. 3 have the Brewers. On the ground, left side. Look at second. Long throw to first, and Burleson's going to stretch out. Good play. Jordan took a look and made the smart play, get the sure out at first, and 2 men are out.
Had to go get that big bounce, slow developing play there. That was a wise move by the 23-year-old.
Interesting, too. He took a look at second, thinking about the lead runner, and knew he had enough arm strength to get Nolan at first base.
One of the most important things I have as a defender is an internal clock. Knowing who your runners are, what the situation is, being able to slow down the game. I know it seems like a small thing, but at this level, it's huge.
Tommy Troy, the center fielder, is up. He drove in a run with a 4th inning single. Arizona scored 6 in that frame. Driven toward right center field. Well hit. That one's going to get down and bounce into the Cardinals bullpen. Troy has a ground rule double and his 2nd RBI of the night. And Arizona cashes in the 2nd Graceffo walk of the game. That makes it 7-2.
Chevy pitch tracks on the slider. Chip, this is a guy you mentioned earlier. He does not get cheated. I mean, he is up there swinging out of his shoes, goes right center.
More 2-out runs for the Diamondbacks. Seven of their 13 runs have come with 2 outs. Gurriel next. That one up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Tell you what, Tommy Troy would fit right in with the Brewers. All those guys seemingly 6 feet or less in height, but plenty of pop and speed. I wonder if that's a trend we're seeing in our game. The smaller strike zones. Smaller strike zone, smaller guy, but lots of power can make it real tough on opposing staffs.
Yeah, the beauty of baseball too, isn't it, that it really is still one of those games, all shapes and sizes. You don't have to be 6'4", 250 to hit the ball hard and to be effective.
Popped up our way and just above. 2 balls and a strike. Gurriel is 0 for 3. Not anymore. That's down the left field line. That's going to score Troy. And back-to-back doubles for Arizona. Another 2-out run. It's 8-2. Well, let's let them get it out of their system tonight with Game 4 here tomorrow.
The veteran Gurriel showing off the quick hands. 96 down and in. Able to keep it fair right down the line.
Tomorrow Vargas is up. Six of the 10 Arizona hits are extra base hits tonight. Somebody's not following instructions in right for the Tarps Off gang. No balls and a strike. That's right there. It's 0-2. Haven't had a whole lot to cheer for tonight. It's been one of those games for the Cardinals. 6 in the 4th and 2 so far here in the 7th allowed by the staff. And a shot. JJ diving play at second, and from a knee makes a spectacular play, and that retires the side. A rocket to second off the bat of Ildemaro Vargas, and Arizona settles for 2 as we stretch at Busch Stadium.
If you're seeing this ad, then
they've out-hit us, as you see, 10-4. Taylor Clark is on. He'll answer the Chevy call to the bullpen. Scoreless in 15 of his last 16 on the road.
Yeah, the bullpen has not been an issue for the Diamondbacks. This group has been very good all season long. Continue to give you some different looks, so not going to get any easier as we go along. 6-run lead here for the D-backs. Torey Lovullo got to be happy with what his offense has done as of late. You mentioned it earlier, man. The offense has had their struggles this season, but punching in bunches tonight.
Lars Nootbaar kicks off the Honda home run inning for St. Louis. Noot is 0 for 2 tonight. And Taylor Clark with 2 first names delivers low. 1 ball, no strikes. If somebody goes deep, your Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We need a couple of them. As that one finds the mark. 1 ball, 1 strike. On a short hop at second. Good play, Vargas, and Nootbaar is retired. He was flying down the line. That's good to see. Nicer play, though, at second. 1 away.
Vargas almost showed off his work a little bit too long on this one. The short hop, a nice one. That's something that this Diamondbacks team does well too. They pick it, they run the bases well, they are aggressive. So for some of the shortcomings that they have offensively, especially in the power department, they make up for it.
Blaze Jordan, first pitch swing, rolls to short. Yeah, if they make the playoffs, that's a team I don't think I would want to face. They can beat you in a lot of different ways offensively, and right now things are looking a little bleak because of the injuries to their starting staff, but they're going to get Mike Soroka back. That'll certainly help the Arizona cause. I don't know if they'll catch the Dodgers. They're 10.5 games out west, but as we said, they're only a game and a half out of one of the wild card spots. So with a lot of baseball left to play, we've got half a season's worth of baseball left.
Yeah, another team too. We were talking about the Cardinals, the trade deadline. Obviously got a lot of time before we get to that point, but organizationally the Diamondbacks are going to have some decisions to make too. Is this a group that, do you add to it? Do you make that big push? Do you just hope you end up getting healthy in a hurry?
Burleson down a strike. He checked in the 4th inning when the Cardinals played the platoon matchups. Let's check out our BJC Healthcare Difference Maker. Told you about Alec and all the hits he's racked up. You mentioned Ala Lopez.
Yeah, 107 hits. Kidding me right now with what he's doing. But how about Walker and Alec Burleson just putting together a really special season in the middle and doing stuff like that. Change up goes the other way for Alec. That's how you rack up some hits. You use the whole field. You take what the opposition's going to give you.
So the on-base streak continues for Burleson, hitting 9th as he was a mid-game substitution.
That's called depth in the order, Chip. That's the way you like to set it up. Have a guy that's putting together the season that Burley is at the bottom. It is nice to be able to go in a day where starting against the lefty, as soon as he's out of there, you flip your big bats right back in.
5th Cardinals hit. It comes with 2 outs. JJ's next. And takes a strike. JJ's been on the ground 3 times tonight. And when JJ comes up, the Tarps Off crew usually tries to sing Country Roads from John Denver in unison. They started, then stopped in this trip to the plate.
It happens. It's hard to get any group of people doing the same thing. That's why I've been really impressed, and I still want to know the dynamic over there, the leadership. Does the same guy show up every day? Who do you know how to follow? How do you know that guy knows what he's doing? There's a real trust out there.
And every day they've got a different body paint sign. Last night it was Jordan Walker for All-Star game. Tonight it was Lars Nootbaar. As a quicker release that time ends the St. Louis 7th. Cardinals settle for a Burley base hit, and game 3 goes to the 8th. Well, Brandy, Arizona's hit a couple of home runs tonight, back-to-back jobs. That duo started by LeJames Groover back in the 4th. Here are the metrics.
Well, memorable swing of the bat for LeJames Groover. Groover, his first major league home run, a 2-run shot that your StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Ketel Marte followed up with a solo shot of his own, and offensively, the huge inning there, the 4th, the 6th spot, as Justin Bruihl is going to answer the Chevy call to the bullpen.
Last 5 outings, Bruihl has pitched multi-innings twice. I wonder if that's the plan for Ollie tonight. Save the relief corps another day for tomorrow, barring a comeback here in game 3. Bruihl last pitched 6 days ago against the Royals. 1 run, 2 2/3 innings, and just 39 pitches. He has faced Arizona a lot. Justin, as you know, a former Dodger. His first major league win came against these guys 4 seasons ago at Chase Field in Phoenix. Two balls, 1 strike. That fills it up. The 3-2 curls around the plate, and Groover is aboard for the 3rd time. So leadoff walk. Cardinals have issued now 5 bases on balls in the game. Top of the order next after a quick word from Emo's Pizza.
Chopped edge to edge and ready to share. The original Emo's Pizza, the square beyond compare.
Heaven in every bite. Ketel Marte as we've reached 9 o'clock at Busch Stadium. And a little low. Well, you can't give up hope. We say it so often in a big league game. You see things you have never seen before. How about the Phillies last night? They were down to their last strike, trailing by 2 runs in the 9th inning, and scored 8 times and won.
That'll put it on you.
Bases empty, 1 strike left, trailing by 2. They scored 8 and beat the Nationals, and they beat them again tonight. By the way, the Phillies, under Don Mattingly, have made a ferocious charge. They start play tonight only 5.5 games out of first.
Yeah, I mean, they started obviously terribly, let go of their manager, and have been on fire ever since.
Mentioned the Braves. We've got them on the docket on the next road trip. The Braves are struggling a bit, trying to avoid a 4-game losing streak tonight. They've gone 8-10 this month under Walt Weiss. Hot shot base hit. So after the walk, Marte a single, his 2nd hit of the game. Arizona's got 11 of them. So 2 aboard, nobody out for the Diamondbacks. Geraldo Perdomo is next. He singled to start his night back in the 1st. And speaking of Atlanta, they're trailing San Diego 2-0. That game's in the 5th. Braves aren't the same right now without Ronald Acuna Jr., who's out with a bad hamstring. I think we'll miss him when we head to Truist Park next week. 0-1 pitch. Yeah, it's tipped and caught. Strike 2. First stop Atlanta on the upcoming road trip, then to Chicago. We'll be in the Windy City for the 4th of July and a series with the Cubs. That'll be fun. Cubs lost 2 more pitchers. They lost Ben Brown. They lost Cabrera to the injured list. They're getting Matthew Boyd back, I think, tomorrow.
That helps.
But it's been a revolving door of pitching injuries for the Cubs this year.
Well, it makes it tough. I mean, you wonder why teams go up and down. That's why. I mean, you run into some injuries. Your depth gets tested. Definitely been the case for the Cubbies this season.
Yeah, they're one of these stories, I guess, in a bad way in Chicago. The other one, the White Sox, like the Cardinals, one of the big surprises in baseball. The White Sox go for their 42nd win tonight. And they lost in extra innings today as that one off the glove of Jordan. That'll be an error. His first in the show. Bases are loaded. To put it in perspective for the White Sox, 2 years ago they won 41 games all year. They're at 41 after tonight's play.
It's a weird one right there for him. Looked like Blaze was right on it and kicked off. Yeah, the White Sox, that's an example of, like, it's a process, right? And who knows what it's going to look like for the rest of the season for them. But you go through, I don't even know if growing pains is the right term for what it was a couple of years ago. But
yeah, 120 losses, that's more than that, right?
Yeah, you would say so. But there better be a plan, right? That's the big thing. When you're going to tear something down and you're trying to build it back up, you better have an idea of what you're doing. It looks like that idea is starting to come into sight a little bit for the White Sox.
Yeah, they've drafted really well. They've made some great trades, and they signed Murakami, the big slugging Japanese player. He's hurt right now, but that gave them some early season thump and a presence in their lineup. And their young pitching that has been mostly homegrown has been a lot of fun too. 1-1 pitch, and that's fouled away. We'll have the White Sox here, I believe, in September. And if the Cardinals and White Sox continue to play on their current trajectories, those could be really fun and important games. It will be, by the way, Hall of Fame weekend, with Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, and Bill Sherdell entering the Cardinals Hall of Fame this year. So you want to take note of that and join us. Swing and a miss. Carroll didn't get that, and he's down on strikes with the bases loaded. So he normally kills left-handed pitching. He's 1 for 5 tonight.
Sweeper from Brule took a little bit more off of this one too. I mean, that had some real action. That probably from that left-handed batter's box, and Carroll felt like it started at his hip, ended up down and away.
Look at where Jacob Metz is standing. I don't think I've ever seen a third base umpire in fair territory. Now he hugs the line.
Well, he's also playing no doubles. Knock it down.
And no, in case you wondered, he is not the son of Mr. and Mrs. Metz.
Yeah, I didn't see any resemblance, but you never know sometimes with kids. Like, looks to have a normal-sized head.
1-0 pitch. Swing and a shot hit to left. There's the catch. Runner at third's going to tag. It's going to be cut off. And Arizona gets a sacrifice fly, and their 9th run. It's 9-2. Arizona's cashed in a couple of walks for runs tonight. Moreno drives home his 26th. Every other runner holds for the Diamondbacks. And once again, Arenado is up. Speaking of the Mets, and not Jacob's parents or the mascots, the team, Juan Soto's hurt again, and they're supposed to get Francisco Lindor back. tonight in Game 2 of that doubleheader with the Cubs. Lindor, one of the game's great stars. He's been out for a long time this year. And the Mets, another club that had extremely high expectations and has really face planted, but they think they still have time, and they're probably right. They've got 80 some odd games left to make a run, but a lot of teams ahead of them in the playoff race. And of course the Braves and Phillies, the Nationals ahead of them in the NL East.
Yeah, heading into action today, 14.5 games back of the Braves, and they find themselves down in the ball game tonight, as you mentioned. That is a long road, especially with teams that are playing really well in front of you. I mean, I don't feel like it's wide open, at least in that division. Maybe the wild card race, as we talked about.
Yeah, well, and that's why people say you can't win the pennant in April, but you sure can't lose it. It becomes a matter of, well, now they need help. And they can win series all they want, but so many other teams in front of them, they've got to hope for a couple of clubs to have real problems. But stranger things have happened. Just a couple of years ago, the Mets had a 10.5 game lead over the Braves in the division. Went to Atlanta with a chance to seal the deal. The Braves at Truist Park swept DeGrom, Scherzer, and Verlander. And by virtue of winning one more game in the regular season series, won the division after finishing with identical records.
That was amazing. Amazing. But it depends on your perspective, actually. Or horrible. Awful.
Well, for the club I was working for at the time,
amazing.
I like the first description. Fly foul. And out of play by Arenado. One more chance for the Cardinals fans to cheer him tomorrow. It is so wonderful when a former Cardinal comes and faces St. Louis, the reception they get, whether their contribution was a near MVP season or they even played a handful of games. You know very well, once a Cardinal, always a Cardinal, as we said.
I was disappointed for Brendan Donovan that he wasn't able to get that ovation. He was on the IL when Seattle ended up coming here. You know that when he does get that chance in a couple of years, it'll be a great one for him.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and that'll retire the side. Arizona cashes in a leadoff walk. They are rolling in Game 3. They lead by 7.
5.
Well, we welcome you back inside Busch Stadium. The Diamondbacks lead 9-2 over the Cardinals in the bottom of the 8th. Al Roboski, Danny Wexelman will be with you on the postgame show presented by CarShield after the last out. All right, Libby, a rocky start tonight, but Blaze Jordan, the rookie, with a couple of RBIs. What's your takeaway?
Yeah, first of all, Libby, you know, he got his pitch count up to 98. That was good. Just had the one bad inning, but too many base runners. Blaze continues to impress. He made his first error a little while ago, but I was talking to Ollie yesterday. He said he has been much better than he thought. And so we're good to see the way he's swinging the bat.
Yeah, a welcomed presence, and we'll see how this one finishes out. We know the Fighting Birds are here. Chip, what do you think?
I think they will give us a show over these last 2 innings, at least we hope, as Brian Torres gets his first chance to hit in a while. He takes over for Ivan Herrera. Remember, as you look at Dre Jameson, the next answer is Chevy call for Arizona's relief corps. Herrera tumbled to the first base bag and was pointing at his shoulder. Hopefully nothing serious, but in a 9-2 game, Brad, maybe get him off his feet, get him a little treatment just in case he's needed tomorrow.
Yeah, makes sense, right? Better safe than sorry in any situation like this. And even if he's not feeling anything, to be able to build in some rest, and a guy that's playing every single day, would like to be able to do that also.
Brian Torres, .238 average, facing Dre Jameson in the bottom of the 8th inning. This kid throws hard. That one 97, but off the plate. Boy, Danny and Al, they look awfully chipper late in the game.
Awake.
Well rested.
For sure. Alert. Dynamic duo out there.
2-1 pitch is high, ball 3. Sometimes when the game drags like this, I get hungry. I don't know about you. Get a little rumble in the tummy.
I didn't eat enough lunch. I think that's kind of a problem for me.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. Just had half of a wrap. It was good too. Buffalo chicken.
Yeah.
It was like buffalo chicken, jasmine rice, little lettuce. Little cheddar cheese in there.
Well, why only half?
I don't want to talk about it. It was good, though. Somebody stole it.
Sounds like it was half as good as it could have been.
It could have been great. But it was good. Maybe I only needed half. Maybe somebody was telling me, hey, Brad, had enough. They're a big fella.
3-2 pitch is cut on and missed. And there is out number 1. Jameson with number 99 flirted with that for strike 3. Let's check out our Bet365 betting odds. The over-under for total runs in this game. It's 11.5. We've got a total of 11 so far here tonight. Nathan Church will get a chance to hit here. Walker gets off his feet. And he swings the first one and skies it to center. Tommy Troy. No trouble with that. And quickly, 2-man out. Jimmy Crooks is next. He struck out in his lone trip. That came in the 6th inning. Well, whatever sandwich you order, don't order it again, because 1, it'll get stolen, but 2, it was a bad luck sandwich tonight.
Yeah, we'll mix it up tomorrow. A little bit. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe I won't be lazy and actually cook something. That seems like a better play.
Really?
Now, do you wait until you get to the ballpark to eat? You seem like an intermittent fasting kind of guy.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Now, is that just because that's what you want to do, or are you just lazy in the morning? Like, you don't want to.
Yeah, no.
I'm wondering.
Yeah, no.
You're a busy guy. You're out doing your, like, fit walks, and you just wait till you get here, and then it's go time.
Yeah, it's go time here.
Good.
Can't beat a ballpark chicken tendy. As changeup missed, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Big tendy fan.
Yeah, those are good.
Big tendy fan. Buffalo tendies, if I have to.
Yeah, they brought
Buffalo and Ranch.
It's helpful.
Yep, right up my alley.
Maybe that's your wrap tomorrow.
You think I could do that? I could definitely do that.
Grounded towards second, and that's going to be a wrap on the Cardinals' 8th inning. 3 up, 3 down. Arizona's retired 12 of its final 13 to this point. It's 9-2 Arizona. We head to the 9th inning. Defensive changes in the Cardinals' outfield. And Church takes over in center. Newt slides to right. And Jose Fermin becomes our 3rd left fielder of the game this evening. Tommy Troy leads off for the Diamondbacks. We've hit the 9th inning. They have had their way tonight. 9 runs on 11 hits. 6 of those runs came in the 4th. And a whole bevy of 2-out runs tonight. Cardinals led it 1-0 after 3. But back-to-back homers sealed Matthew Liberatore's fate tonight. Libby went 5 1/3 innings, as Al said a moment ago, with Danny. Got his pitch count up to 98, and maybe found something that he can carry into his next start for the Cardinals, which will, we assume, come on the road in Atlanta.
As we talked about, it's an opportunity to learn. Do you want to run into that big frame? No, of course not. You don't want to give up a 6 spot in the 4th inning, but you go back out there, you make some adjustments, you make some pitches, you help your ball club out by getting a little bit deeper so you don't blow your bullpen out of the water.
So Ali pondering the options for Game 4 tomorrow night. Michael McGreevy will pitch for St. Louis. Zach Gallen for the Diamondbacks. Our Cardinals coverage on Cardinals TV will kick off at 6. Our first pitch at 6:45. And hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate. It's a warm, muggy night in St. Louis. 1-2 pitch.
Yeah, seems like one of those weeks. Might be dodging the raindrops a little bit. We lucked out, though, this evening. Never know how the forecasts go. Remember on Sunday it was in Kansas City. It was supposed to pour the entire time. The rain came through early, got the ball game in.
Yeah, just as you guys got started, it was pouring here in St. Louis. As Church will handle that. And there's your first out. Rules set down 4 straight after the first 3 reached against him in the 8th inning. Here's Gurriel. RBI doubled his last time up. Purple is his color. He's got the shoes, the shin guard, the gloves, and he's got the hair to match. Very colorful player, very good player.
You've been talking about that for a little while. You talked about maybe doing red tips on your hair.
Win 10 in a row. I'll go blonde with the red tips.
Like, so are we talking like full blonde hair, red tips? Like you would go, or are we just talking about like the streaking blonde? That's a big difference.
Line into center. That's a base hit. Arizona's got a dirty dozen in the hit column tonight. Tell you what, I'll let you make the choice.
Oh no, look, this is you. I'm not here to make your hair decisions. I'm trying to picture you right now as a just platinum blonde. Boy, that's a lot of hair.
Yeah.
And I think you could pull it off. I think you got to do the eyebrows too, though. If you're going to do it, I think they should match.
Well, first of all, it's eyebrow.
No, look. There is a good line of delineation there. Either way, dye that thing too.
Well, there are limitations, I suppose.
Yeah, I think you could do it. I think you could pull off the platinum.
I'll have to think about it.
All the kids are doing it now.
Yeah,
it's in again.
That's true. Fouled straight back. My inclination is to sort of dye the ends of the hair blonde with some red.
All right, so you're doing the whole pull it through the cap and doing your.
Yeah, I think that would look better.
Okay, no, I think you could totally pull that off. That'd be great.
So I said this a couple years ago, and we got to 9, and I was starting to panic.
Yeah, you're getting a little nervous.
What saved the world is Brule makes a nice play, and Burley dug it out. That was not an easy one. Man, Vargas, the top spin roller, and Brule knew he had to get rid of it fast, and he did.
Little fadeaway, too. His momentum is taking him towards third base. Still able to get enough on this throw to get the out.
And Burleson with another good stretch at first. He looks so comfortable over there now. You're almost surprised if he doesn't field one cleanly. So Lou James Groover, a big night. He's walked twice and homered. Yeah, back to the Kansas City series a couple years ago, we had a rainout and a doubleheader. You know how hard it is to win a doubleheader. I think the Cardinals won the first one and lost the second one in a one-run game. And we had to start the streak over and never got to 10 again.
I didn't know that was still a standing thing, though. Like you're going for it anytime they win 10. So.
Why not? You want to join me?
Nope. But I would like to. I'll help you. I'll dye it for you if you want. I'll do it.
I'll bet you would.
Be happy to help out any way I can.
Okay. I believe this team could do it, and hopefully they'll have a shot.
No, I believe it too. That's why I said no. I don't want in.
Unbelievable.
I'm good.
9 runs, 12 hits for Arizona. 2 runs, 5 hits. The Cardinals committed the game's only error. It didn't amount to anything. And another squibber, this time toward JJ. He's going to glove it and flip quickly to first. Another good play. 2 good ones for the Cardinal defense in the top of the 9th inning. Last call for the Redbirds. It's 9-2 in the 9th. Well, Tom, he always finds some great shots in between innings. The tarps off gang, not without perils. Did you see the little girl on the left of the screen?
Oh, she was celebrating. She was throwing her glove up and over. Little homer, no big deal. Crisis averted. Got the glove. That was awesome.
They got the glove back?
Yeah, they got it. Of course. One of the great ushers got that young lady her glove back. She's good to go.
Jose Fermin leads off the 9th inning. One of the Cardinals' great ushers who saved the day. Swing and a drive. Belted deep left. Fermin goes yard. You know, he and Ollie have a little inside joke. Talked about Fermin and his nickname. He's got a Ferminator t-shirt. Ollie said, you want to wear it? You got to hit one out of the ballpark. He just did. Maybe we'll see it tomorrow.
Can't wait to see that. This one, the slider that he gets from Jameson. 387-foot shot, his third of the season. Well, he got all of that one.
So that gets one of the runs back. It's 9-3. Still nobody out. Mason Wynn. Here's your batter. And the next pitch on the ground is short. One in and one man out. And that guy is amazing. Jose Fermin this year has played every defensive position for the Cardinals except pitcher and catcher. And it wouldn't put it past him to do both before the year's over.
Yeah, the only player in baseball to do so. I mean, he is utility player is an understatement. He can do it all.
Lars Nootbaar is 0 for 3 tonight. Justin Brule, a nice job. 2 innings for him again, as he has saved the Cardinals bullpen. Fermin has scored all 3 Cardinals runs tonight. Blaze Jordan's driven him in twice. And Fermin, what a story. He was kind of a guy that was a utility guy without a position, without a real spot. He was sort of hanging around in here because he could put the bat on the ball, but didn't get a lot of playing time because there were others ahead of him. It's really been fun, Brad, I think, to watch his development as a player, understanding his role, and he just looks so much more polished now for St. Louis.
Well, work and reps will do that.
Oh, Arenado almost, and he tumbles into the seats again. We've seen that movie before. Hope the back's okay. That was quite a spill.
Oh, man, yeah, hopefully that net took the brunt of it right there. He definitely took a shot. We have seen Nolan probably right in that same exact area take one. He's saying he's okay.
That's what we know and appreciate about Arenado. It's a 9-3 game. His team's winning. He could have let this one drop, but nope. Off the end of the glove, and then dives into the netting and lower back, bang on the rail.
Yeah, that is right there in between. That did not feel good.
That's what a Hall of Famer plays like. They don't take anything for granted. 1-2 count. Smoke to center. That's well hit. Tower going back at the track. Whoa! Leaps up. He can't get it. Nootbaar around second, chugging for 3. Here he comes. He'll slide in safely. Good. He put a charge into that.
Lars Nootbaar always been a great hitter up in the zone. That's exactly where this one at is 97. Right off the National Car Rental sign. And he was sniffing 3 right off the bat.
So I mentioned what the Phillies did last night. Maybe the Cardinals can pull off that trick tonight. Blaze Jordan has 2 RBIs. Keep the line moving. We made it a game last night. Scored 3 times in the 9th. And a little slow on that sinker. A ball to Blaze Jordan. First triple for Nootbaar, his 10th of his career. That's an example of why every out in a big league game is so important. You saw the effort for Arenado. If he catches that, Nootbaar is out, and the Cardinals have 1 out left. Instead, he came up just short, and Nootbaar, a pitch or 2 later, hits a triple to make things a little more intriguing. Line drive. It's a 9-4 game. 3 RBI night for Blaze Jordan. So in a game like this, you look for not just victories, but maybe moral ones. You'd love to force Torey Lovullo to use another reliever here.
And for young players, it's continuing to build confidence at this level. He gets a 97-mile-an-hour slider. Drives something the other direction. Brings in a run.
That's such a nice approach in a game like this. The old don't try to do too much.
It is for sure. It is for sure. Take what they're going to give you. That's how you have success in the big leagues. What he wanted him to try to do is roll over or try to pull a pitch like that. He didn't do it, and you see the fruits of that idea at the plate.
Second 3 RBI game for Blaze, his third multi-RBI game in the show. And now you've got Alec Burleson coming up. Cardinals a double away from hitting for the cycle in this inning. Trail it 9-4 after Burleson. Well, you've got Weatherholt and the top of the order lurking. Popped up. Burleson went after the first one. And 2 are out. Our Budweiser plays of the game, Brad, sadly took place in the Arizona fourth.
Yes, it did. We showed you this one earlier. The first career home run of LeJames Groover, the 2-run shot. And then right after that, Ketel Marte, his 13th of the season, did not waste any time with this big blast to left.
So Libby went 5 in the third innings, gave up 6 runs. Graceffo gave up a couple. And Justin Brule allowed a run in his 2 innings of work tonight. Cardinals have 1 out left. J.J. Weatherholt, our final hope. And out in front of that, it's 0-2. Good changeup. Let's see if Weatherholt can have go time for a 5th time, but this time with a hit. He's down to his last strike. They don't hold Blaze Jordan at first in a 9-4 game. And up and away. A ball and 2 strikes. Reds trying to give the Brewers a scare. It was 6-5 now in Cincinnati at last report. Cardinals are 6 back at the moment in the division. Arizona does have another reliever getting ready just in case. It's Brandon Garcia, who wrapped up the game last night. How about JJ? When he's going good, that's what he does. He was behind 0-2. Now it's a full count. An on-base machine for the Cardinals. Trying to get the game in the hands of Brian Torres, who waits on deck. Jordan leads at first. There he goes. And a pitch on the ground to second. And the flip to first is in time. And Arizona, with a big 4th inning, Brad pulls away. They win game 3 of the series. 9-4 your final. Cardinals will try to settle for a split in game 4 tomorrow.
Yeah, that big inning was the difference in this one. Libby struggled in that one, did bounce back well. Offense showed some signs of life late in this ball game, but it was all D-backs. Michael McGreevy with a chance to get them back where they need to be, even up this series. Hopefully that'll be the case tomorrow evening.
So Arizona with a 12-hit attack takes game 3 of the series. 9-4 is your final. Danny Wexham and Al Raboski set to wrap it up all for you on the Cardinals post-game show. Our coverage for game 4 starts at 6 with the pregame show. First pitch at 6:45. For Jim Hayes, Brad Thompson, our entire Cardinals TV crew, Chip Carey from the ballpark. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you for game 4 tomorrow night.